Yes, Prabhuji, just a minute. Hare Krishna. Let's just start with a small kirtan. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome everybody. Welcome to all devotees.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So today's third chapter, Karma Yoga. Yoga of action. So this is just showing at a cross road two signboards. So similarly, Arjuna, after hearing in the second chapter, the reasons given by Krishna why he has to fight. Still, his mind is not, in one sense, he is not inclined to fight. So that's why he's thinking of a way out excuse to avoid the fight. So Krishna in the second chapter, in the beginning, spoke about self, that we are not the body, we are the soul. So that knowledge, so to acquire that knowledge, to get that understanding, Arjuna is saying that is one way. What you said looks like we have to achieve that knowledge. And later Krishna spoke about how living in this world amidst so many of our duties, we can still achieve that perfection, that spiritual knowledge, and we can perfect our life. So that is the way of karma yoga. So Arjuna is feeling now better is to just get this understanding, this knowledge that I'm not the body, and live on that understanding. So why I have to do this war, such a heinous activity, such a karma? Why I have to do this? He's feeling how I can escape from this in one way, and also. It seems little Krishna has spoken of many subject matters: karma yoga, gnana yoga, bhakti yoga, dhyana yoga, many things Krishna mentions, talks about different aspects in the second chapter. So Arjuna says, primarily this karma yoga is one way wherein you do your duty and you offer the result to the Lord, and then you achieve perfection slowly. Another way is just give up everything, just cultivate knowledge, give up everything material. This is all nothing to do with myself. I'm a spirit soul. So just cultivate this knowledge and achieve perfection. So Krishna is asking Arjuna is asking Krishna, tell me one thing. So in the year it's shown 11 to 30th shloka, the knowledge regarding the self, the Atma Gnana, Atma Vidya. That is one way. Another way is Karma Yoga. You can say from 38 to 53. Even Krishna was talking about doing your duty as a Kshatriya, Swadharma. So Arjuna is feeling, which way should I follow? So Krishna, he asks Krishna, kindly give me the proper decisive way, what I have to do. Ekam vada. You tell me one thing that I can follow. Don't tell me many things. So it is not to confuse Krishna, Arjuna. Krishna spoke many things, but Krishna gives us the standard ways of understanding the Karma Yoga, Gnana Yoga. So this chapter is Karma Yoga. So in this chapter, Krishna makes a very nice statement. Sixth verse, he says, one who restrains the senses, karmendriyani samyamya, ya aste manasasmaram, and organs of action. But mind is still dwelling on the sense objects. Indriyarthan vimudatma, mithyachara sa uchyate. So Krishna says, so maybe I might have given up so-called material activities outside, but still in the mind, I may be still meditating. I may be feeling, desiring some material objects. I may be officially wearing this dress of a sannyasi, renounce the world, everything. So I'm a great meditator. I'm a great yogi. I'm a great sannyasi. So I may pose myself as such in the society outside as an advanced spiritualist, having long beard or whatever, different ways we have, wherein we identify ourselves as a holy person, as a saintly person. So in whichever way, Krishna says, if I may be in that way, but still if I'm thinking about sense objects, Krishna says, he is a mithyachari. Mithyachari means he's a pretender, he's a cheater. So it's a very strong word. So Krishna says, later Krishna says, better to live the way we are there and slowly, gradually purify our existence. Because to immediately purify oneself, to immediately come out of this bodily conception, I'm not the body, is not so easy. So Vedas have a very regulated way of coming out of it. So that is the way of brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa, a slow way out to come to our real position, the spiritual platform. So Krishna in this chapter is recommending this way is better, particularly in the present context wherein we are hardly trained to be away from material things. We have so much attachment, so much material desires. So amidst all these things, it is not advisable to just give up things. Okay, now I accept sannyas, I renounce, I go to a forest. If all these things is maya, this is illusion, I don't want. So Krishna is not recommending that. That we can see here. He says, we may give it up 1 second, 1 minute, so many things. But later, still we feel, okay, maybe I should have continued there. Maybe I should have, that would have been better for me. So that should not happen. That should not come. So Krishna is saying, it's better you live where you are but you try to control your senses, you control your mind, you purify your existence. That is better. So Krishna is giving us this his opinion here. Stand. Krishna's opinion is final. So then, this chapter we hear there is something called cycle of sacrifice, yagna. So Krishna makes a statement: yagnarthat karmano anyatra loko ayam karma bandhanaha. So Krishna says we have to do karma for the sake of yagna. And one of the names of the Lord is also Yagna, Yagnapati. Vishnu's the names, Yagno vai Vishnu. So any activity we do, we should try to please the Lord through that activity. So without that, it is said, Mukta will get bind by the reactions of karma. So this is a action and reaction, karma. So whatever we do, whatever activity, the pious activity, the, the impious, so many activities we do, the orientation should be to please the Lord. That is why the term yagna comes from, is one of the names of the Lord itself. It also refers to the process of that sacrifice wherein the fire is being fire comes out from that oven. Then there is ghee, grains, and all that being put, and chanting of the mantras. All that is also called a yagna. Generally, yagna means anything which will please the Lord. Yagna by Vishnu. The yagna, that particular ritual which is there, is also a means to please the Lord. It's one of the kind of yagna. But otherwise, yagna generally means anything which will please the Lord. So yagnarthat karmano anyatra loko ayam karma bandhana. So we have to live our life to please the Lord. Yagna. So then Krishna tells this kind of a yagna, what we see, the religious rituals which we are supposed to follow, this is coming from the time of creation. There is a creation destruction cycle going on in the material world. So the spiritual world is ever existing. We are also ever existing. But material world is created one time, then it is again absorbed, it is annihilated. So Krishna says, this yagna, this cycle, I have created. I have given in the Vedas. So Krishna is saying here, Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhavaha. Yagnad bhavati parjanyo, yagna karma samudbhava. So Krishna says, then yagna, karma samudbhava. So this thing we all understand. Anna, we need anna. We need food grains. Without food grains, we cannot live. Nobody can live. Any living entity, we ultimately has to depend on food grains. Whether we are in the taking the food cycle as we are taking the plants as food, or we are taking the animals as food. Finally, it goes back to the plants. So it has to be anna. It has to be the grains from plants. Everything comes. So this where it comes because of rain. So we understand this, but and then by the grains we eat. Okay, whatever, we prepare food and we take food. So this grain is coming not from our effort, not from our activity. Rains come from the sacrifice. This we don't know. This modern man, we are unaware how the law of the Lord's works, how this universe is under the administration of different devatas. Devatas are like ministers. In a country, we have finance minister, home minister, different departments, they have taken charge. Similarly, under the administration of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, there are so many assistant devatas. Somebody is in charge of rain, that is Indradev. Somebody is in charge of the sun, that is Suryadev. Somebody is in charge of water, Varunadev. So there are so many devatas. For a small city, small town, there are so many assistants. So what about the complete cosmos? So the Lord has so many assistants who are empowered to carry out different affairs. So these devatas, they are also getting a part in this sacrifice. The method wherein we utter these mantras and then do that. This was a standard Vedic practice in the previous times. So Krishna says, by these yagnas, this rains come. Yagnad bhavati parjanyo. Yagna karma samudva. Yagna not only means that physical, that process, that ritual, what we do, it also means our prescribed duties. So we do prescribed duties, we get the blessings by these devatas, we get the blessings by the Lord, and then everything is in surplus. There is no scarcity whatsoever. So this is the way. And these duties, yagna karma samudva. Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi. Brahma, it said, akshara samudbhavam. So Krishna says, these regulative duties, what we have to do, what we should not do, what is pious activity, what is impious activity, what is to be done, what is not to be done, that we cannot decide. It is already what is enjoined in the Vedas. The Vedas are not ordinary books. They are standard books of knowledge, the manuals for our life, which are given by the Lord himself. Veda, Narayana Sakshat. Veda is coming from Narayana. Tene Brahma Rudaya Adikavahe. The Lord gave it to Brahma, then Brahma passes the knowledge further on. So finally it goes back to the Lord. So this is what is called Yagna Chakra. Yagna Shishta Ashina Santa Uchante Sarva Kilbisher Bunjate to Agam Papa Epachanti Atma Karana. Krishna also talks about this here. He says the Yagna Shishta, so the food grains, we prepare food, we have to again offer it back to the Lord. So by that practice of offering this food to the Lord, we get free from unlimited sinful reactions which we have carried on from millions of lifetimes. So this practice of wherein we start from the sacrifice as recommended in the scriptures, the regulated duties as per the scriptures, and the scriptures being given by the Lord. From there it starts, and finally the food we derive, the we offer it to the Lord, then we eat the food. So this is what is called cycle of sacrifice. So that is the standard way we should lead our life. So food is also an important part. Without food, how we can believe, what we can speak on philosophy? First of all, we have to have some food, enough food. So this the thing Krishna has made, this cycle wherein we acknowledge this contribution of devatas. We become just like we pay some electricity bill, we pay some income tax, so many things, because government is giving us so much facilities for us to live in this world. Similarly, we become aware of this, that in this world there are so many cosmic administrators who are ruling. So we express gratitude to them. That is the way of this sacrifice, yagna. So without expressing this gratitude, thinking I myself is responsible for getting all these necessities, it is living in under illusion. So this is the process of yagna, wherein we acknowledge the things which we get from these devatas. Not only devatas, finally the devatas are getting it from the Lord. But anyway, so this cycle, this is called cycle of sacrifice, yagna chakra. Krishna talks about it here. Then yeah, in previous chapter also Krishna talked about karmanyeva adhikarate ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala eturbur ma te sangostu akarman. It's a very famous shloka. Many of us are knowing that. At least the first line everybody knows. They say karma yoga. You do your karma yoga means do your duty. Karmanyeva adhikarate. You have a right to do your duty. But then we put a full stop there. The next continuation of that verse says karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. We should not desire the fruit. That also people understand. Yes, we do our duty, but we don't get attached to the result. Okay. So, but we don't get attached. It will happen. How it will happen? Matek sangostu akarmani. Va karma phala heturbur. When we understand, actually, I am not the cause for the fruit. So long we think that I am the doer, I am the person who is responsible for the fruit. Just like suppose there is a mango seed I get, and I sow the mango seed on the ground, and then after that I put water, I fence it, I do protect the creeper nicely, and after a few years a big mango tree comes out, and then I get the mango fruit. So I may think, oh, I was the one who planted this mango seed. I was the one who watered this mango tree. Now the whole mango, whatever has come, the harvest, it is mine. No, this is wrong. Krishna says, it is not mine, it is Krishna. It says it is mine. Krishna says it is his. Why it is Krishna's? Because we never designed the seed. The mango seed was not designed by us, any scientist. Then we didn't design the whatever the ingredients required for the mango seed to fructify, the water, whatever, the air, the light. This we didn't design. We just happened to be an instrument wherein we put some water. We took the ingredients which was created by the Lord and we used it. But when the result comes out, we claim it for ourselves. I enjoy. This is to be enjoyed by me. This is mine. No, nothing is ours in this world. Everything is the Lord. Isha vasyamidam sarvam yat kimcha jagatyam jagata tena tyaktena bunjita magrida kasya svidhanam. So Isha Upanishad says everything belongs to God. Everything belongs to Krishna. All animate, inanimate, everything. So in this understanding, we only accept things which are allotted to us as our quota. What is required for me minimum, that I accept. The rest I know whom to. So this is actual karma yoga, wherein I work without work for a particular thing, but the result I get, I offer it back to the Lord. So I can enjoy that fruit as a prasada, as the mercy of the Lord. So what is allotted to me, not more than that. So it's a great science, this karma yoga, wherein it is wherein we work to please the Lord. So whatever somebody is working is having so many duties, so many things. So he should somehow find a way out. So through his work, he can please the Lord. in the society, everybody is having some kind of a work. So how we can connect it to the Lord, that becomes karma yoga. Karma is work, but yoga means connection with the Lord. Yoga, Atma and Paramatma, how we connect, that is called yoga. Yoga means plus. So by the work we connect, that is called karma yoga. By offering the result we connect, or through the work itself, so many ways we can connect. So this becomes karma yoga. Otherwise, in forgetfulness of the Lord, without understanding about myself as Atma, without understanding about the God, we just work, do your duty, believe in yourself, and work is worship. All this is karma bhoga. This will end up nowhere. Krishna says clearly, Yagnarthat karmano anyatra loko ayam karma bandhanaha. If we don't do our work, if we don't do our anything for pleasing the Lord, we become affected by this cycle of action and reaction, karma bandhana. So we have unlimited karma bandhana that is going on. So we have to connect ourselves to the Lord in whatever way we are doing our things. That is karma yoga. So in one sense, it was also said, by offering the result, we get some money. So we offer it for the pleasure of the Lord. So whatever, some percentage, we start with, may not be we are able to give the whole result. We start with 0.01% or 1%. So we make a beginning like that. We acknowledge the mercy of the Lord, and we give some portion for pleasing the Lord. So that then it becomes karma yoga. So karma is not just doing the karma and giving up the attachment to the karma. It is not possible. That conception will not come. That will come when we practice by connecting to the Lord, by offering the result to the Lord. This is karma yoga. So, in fact, Krishna has done such a nice arrangement, a water cycle. We can see that there is so much water available as oceans. 70% of the earth is water itself, so much water. But we cannot utilize it. So, Krishna has created this powerful sun, and this powerful sun is evaporating this water. And then the water has to come to us. It comes by the winds blowing the clouds, and the clouds come, and particularly at the top of the mountains they concentrate, and it rains very heavily on the top of the mountains, and they come down as rivers. And as when it is coming down in rivers, we utilize the water, which is so much vital for our day-to-day life. And then the excess water, they go back to the ocean. And then Krishna also made an arrangement at the top of the mountains, particularly this water becomes ice, and all through the year they melt, and they flow down as rivers. So all through the year, so previously it used to be river-based civilizations, natural way of living. So the water is there all through the year. And then Krishna has made in such a way the whole water in the oceans, they're preserved. Krishna has put some salt, just like we put some salt in the pickle, so many things we preserve it. Krishna has preserved. Such a wonderful arrangement the Lord has made. So it is not that there is nobody, there is no controller, it is just happening by chance. No, it is all by the supreme and intelligence of the Lord. All the things are working. He has this administrator, the devatas, who are working, who are in charge of a particular affair of drying up the water, of blowing the clouds, of then raining the water. So many things, everything. All the devatas are in charge. They are working on the order of Krishna. So it's a big thing that is going on. So this yajna is a way of thanking these devatas and then acknowledging their mercy. So Krishna says, this way one can be happy by performing yajna in this world. In this world, materially, you will get sufficient food, sufficient whatever, jewels, sufficient, so much natural gifts are there in nature. The gold, the diamonds, all this, natural, the pearls and all that. So when we follow dharma, automatically this comes. This is what is called dharma, artha, kama, moksha, the regulated way of living. The Vedas ask us. First of all, follow some dharma, some rituals by which you get the artha, you get economic development. Then you can fulfill your desires, that is karma. But present civilization is, the present youth, they don't want to follow dharma. They just directly want to jump into karma. That's what we see in so many places, in the colleges, in the hostels. The way the training is there. There is no understanding of dharma, who I am, who is God, what is my relationship with the Lord. So directly we want to enjoy. We are not even ready to do any sacrifice, any tapasya, anything. We just want to enjoy karma. No, there is a regulated way. That's what Krishna is saying here in this portion. So this yagna, what was mentioned, yagna chakra, Bhagavatam talks about yagna. He says, it is said in 11th canto, 5th chapter, 32nd verse, Yagnai sankirtana prayir yajantihi sumedasaha. Krishnam varnam tvisha, Krishnam sango pangastra parshadam, Yagnai sankirtana prayir yajantihi sumedasaha. So yagna means any method to please the Lord. It's not just the physical, that method, the ritualistic method of Homa. So in fact, that was a method what was recommended in the the Vedic times, in the Treta Yuga. Kruteya dhyayato Vishnum Tretayam ejato makai Dwapare paricharyayam kalotad hari kirtanat. Because those times people were having such control of the mind, senses, their utterance of the mantras, it was giving result. But now we don't have such pure brahmanas, pure priests who can conduct those sacrifices, and so much wealth is required, so much grain, so much ghee. So where we will get all this today? So that's how that yagna is not recommended. The recommendation, we do in a small way, when we have this diksha, when we have this initiation, upanayana, or when we have this vivaha, marriages. That's a very small kind of yagna we do. But previously it used to be a very elaborate yagna process, which is not recommended for Kali Yuga. The yagna that is recommended for Kali Yuga is Sankirtana yagna. Sankirtana yagna means wherein everybody get together to chant the Lord's name. So that is called Samyak Militva. One person we chant, that is japa, and then we sing, that is kirtana. But many people sing together, that is called Sankirtana. So this is the standard method which is given in scriptures, and this was inaugurated by none other than the Lord himself, the Lord Sri Krishna, incarnated as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years back. He gave us this method. It's already there in the Vedas, but the Lord propagated it extensively and willed that all over the world this be propagated. And he already predicted, Prithvite Ache Yato Nagaradi Grama Sarvatra Pracharo Ebe Moranama. In as many towns and villages around the world, these names will be sung. The Maha Mantra, which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu propagated, it is being sung, it is being accepted by all the people around the world. So our request to every one of us, many of you are already chanting, are all devotees. So whoever has not started, please accept this mantra. We don't have to pay anything. It's all free. So we just have to use the tongue which is given by the Lord. We have to use the ear which is given by the Lord. We vibrate his names and we hear them. That's all. It's a very simple method. This mantra, this chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. This is a supreme method of pleasing the Lord in the present time, the present age of Kali. There is no better method than this. Krishna, there is no paratara upaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Iti Shorshkanam Nam Kali Kalmashanashanam Natah Parataropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. In all the Vedic scriptures, there is no better method than this. So it is said. So please let us chant this Mahamantra. Before this, we always offer our respects to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all his eternal associates, so that by their blessing we can chant this mantra without any offense. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda. Then we chant the Mahamantra. So every day our devotees, they are chanting. After the chanting of the particular chapter of the Gita, they keep the tape of the Acharya. So we also can chant. And every day we will also post one more link, wherein our temple link, in the morning after Mangalarti, 4:30 the Mangalarti, then 5 o'clock the Japa chanting starts. It goes on. But 5:30 to 6 particularly, our president also joins in, and you can chant with him the Maha Mantra, Namanishri Prabhu. And then he gives a small importance of this chanting. We have about 15 minutes, 5:45 to 6 every day that goes on. So maybe we'll post it after a few days. You people also can join in the morning chanting every day to chant the Maha Mantra with the devotees. So it is very nice. It's a very nice thing we can add up in our life. Nothing like that. So in Gita also, Krishna in the 10th chapter says, Yagnanam Japa Yagnosmi. So of all the yagnas, the supreme yagna is the Japa. And this Japa, this silent way of telling the mantra, this is called Japa. So wherein some mantras are spoken only in the ear, spoken in the mind. So we utter it just in the mind. We give, say, you hear that. We don't tell it aloud. But this is not the silent Japa, the Hare Krishna mantra. Little sound that at least I can hear myself. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So this method is called Japa, wherein softly to oneself we hear, we chant and hear. So in any way, Sankirtana is with music instruments, without music, we are singing or just saying continuously, whichever way. This is the method recommended, method of Yagna for Kali Yuga. So it's also important to offer the food, because the food carries the consciousness. Food carries karma. We don't know. We think you can, in fact, one philosopher says, you are what you eat. So what we eat, by that we get the particular kind of behavior, particular kind of emotions. So it is very important to choose what we eat. So we should eat sattvic food. In the 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains food in three kinds. In foods in the mode of passion, more foods in the mode of ignorance, foods in the mode of goodness. So we should take sattvic foods, not only sattvic foods, those foods we should offer to the Lord and we should take. So by the eating those foods, our brain becomes very clear. The thinking becomes very clear. Our so many unwanted desires go away. Our sinful reactions will go away. So it's also important to offer food. It is nothing but a means of acknowledging, oh Lord, you have given me so many things, so many wonderful vegetables, fruits, milk. So you kindly enjoy first. You kindly accept this. Then let me take your remnants. So with a simple prayer mood, we offer whatever we prepare, and then we offer it to the Lord. Then the Lord says in the 9th chapter, I accept. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Whoever offers me even a little leaf, a fruit, a water, if it is offered with devotion, with bhakti, then I accept. So Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is ready to accept. Just like a father accepts the small thing given by children. It is belonging to the father, but because the child is giving by his hand, father will accept it out of love. So similarly, Supreme Father Krishna is ready to accept the food which we offer, which we eat, to purify us, to purify our existence. So it's also an important practice to acknowledge the mercy of the Lord and to offer the food, whatever we eat. So as a uh, day-to-day regular practice. So there are different levels of existence Krishna talks about in this chapter. He says, first of all, the bodily understanding, the time and the body and the bodily enjoyment is life. So that is a very low level of understanding. That is the level the animals are mostly situated. They don't have any further understanding about that. They just run behind the sense objects. They just want to fulfill their desires. That is the bodily platform. That's what it is called. It's called also tamoguna, the understanding of tamoguna, wherein without any knowledge, just dull understanding about only the body, the immediate impulses to satisfy those desires. That is called the bodily platform. Then little higher person starts thinking, he tries to achieve something to get to satisfy his senses. He works hard for that. So some people say, believe in yourself, work hard. That all we can say that comes in the sensual platform. So people, they say, okay, you have to enjoy, but you have to work for that. You have to get those objects. So they work really hard for that. So many times the present society is in this mode wherein they are working very, very hard to get some sense objects to enjoy. That is called sensual platform. But then in the mental platform, person understands that I am different from this body, and the bodily enjoyment is not the whole and soul. So what is this? Let me try to understand. He starts reading some books, starts understanding himself, starts trying to understand what is this world. So he's a typical philosopher or a poet or a scientist. They are called people on the mental platform. Then as he starts thinking further on the intellectual platform, he comes to understand that there is something beyond this body. I am a conscious soul. I am not this body. It begins to strike to him in the intellectual platform. But then still he's not very clear. When further he rises to spiritual platform, he can see himself. I have nothing to do with this body. I'm Atma, spirit soul. I'm a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. I'm his eternal servant, and I have to serve him. So in the spiritual platform, one serves the Lord, and that is when one achieves real happiness. So there is definitely happiness, so-called happiness in the bodily platform, the happiness which we derive through this body. But that happiness is very low level of happiness. Much better is sensual platform, mental platform, intellectual platform. The real happiness comes in spiritual platform when we are actually totally satisfied. Then we don't anchor lament for anything. So that is the spiritual. So indriyani parani ahu, indriyabhya paramanaha, manasastu parabuddhe, yo buddhe paratastu saha. So Krishna says, first of all, indriya, the senses. Then above that is the mind. Above the mind is the intelligence. Above the intelligence is the soul. So there's one. Here Yes, this example is given in the Upanishads that this suppose we are we are sitting on a chariot, and the chariot there is a chariot driver who is driving with the ropes and with the horses. So the horses are compared to the senses. So we have our eye, ear, nose, all this, so many senses which are continuously demanding enjoyment. We want to see some nice things. We want to hear some kind of a music. We want to taste so many kinds of eatables. So it's always demanding for us. So we have drinking, smoking, different things for our enjoyment. The senses are pulling us for different kinds of enjoyment. So it is said these senses are like horses, and these horses, suppose it is not controlled properly by the ropes, what will happen? The chariot will break down. One horse will take us to the right, one horse will take us to the left, one will go front. So similarly, this is our present situation today. So we are the soul, we are the traveler sitting in the chariot, wherein the mind is like a rope and the intelligence is the driver. So we have no control today. Suppose we go on a public road and we call for an auto and we say, you take me wherever you want. What will happen? So he may take me wherever you want. Suppose if I have some money, so he may take me to some unknown place and loot my money, whatever he can. Or he may just give me a full big round and then make a big bill and give me 10,000 rupees. So we are supposed to order the auto driver. You take me here. We are supposed to order the person. This is my destination. So as spirit soul, our destination is to understand ourselves, our connection with the Lord, intimate connection with the Lord, to please the Lord. So without this destination, the mind, intelligence, they are working towards the goals of the senses, and our life is a mess. So this very nice example is given to understand our helpless condition, how we are stuck up. So we are capable of controlling this mind, controlling the senses, controlling the intelligence. So we are capable. Originally, naturally, we are above all these things. Krishna is saying, the soul is above. Soul is my part and parcel. So we are part and parcel of Krishna. We are supposed to be above all this material mind, material intelligence, material senses. In our conditioned life, we have two bodies, one inner body, one outer body. Outer body we are seeing, but the inner body is this mind, intelligence, and false ego. False ego is the identification that I am such and such. So this is the inner body. We know that we have mind, we know we have intelligence, but we don't know how it is, where it is. So but this is all today under the grips of material nature. Prakate kriyamani gunai karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. There is this illusory energy of the Lord, the Maya energy, so which is composed of the three gunas. So it is actually running the whole show, but it makes us feel as if I am the doer. Actually, today in the present context, everything is done by the Lord's illusory energy. Everything is sanctioned by the Lord, of course, but because I'm desiring some nasty things, and I've also done some nasty things, the reactions, I act in a particular way. So this is a very nice symbolism explained in this chapter. So it's part of Karma Yoga, wherein we lead our life, we do our duties, but it's also important for us to control this mind and senses. Otherwise, without controlling this mind, we cannot execute the vital activities required as a human being. Then in this chapter, Krishna also talks about how, Arjuna, you are a role model. So if you give up the war and you say, I will accept sannyas, I will go to forest, so everybody will think if problem comes, better forget the responsibilities, better forget the duties and run away. No. So you are a responsible person. You should show to people how to carry on the responsibility. So you are a warrior, you are an administrator, you are a kshatriya, you should be a role model. So Krishna says, yadyadacharati shreshtas tattadevetaro jana sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. So Krishna says regarding that, even I myself am doing the duties. There is no need for Krishna to do the duties, but as a role model, Krishna himself is doing the duties, so many duties. As an householder, Krishna, it is said, used to wake up 3 hours before sunrise, and in the Brahma Muhurta, Krishna used to meditate on himself, because he has not to meditate on anything else. He's a Supreme Lord. We have to meditate on Supreme Lord by chanting his names. So that is the method given. But Krishna used to meditate on himself. But then Krishna, then after that, used to do some whatever charity. Then he used to go to the assembly house, then carry on the duties as a kshatriya. So many things Krishna was doing. So Krishna himself did so many duties. Nothing, not required for the Lord, but still he did. Because an ideal person always gives an example. So Arjuna, you should also do your duty. So Krishna is clearly saying in this chapter again. So after having heard this, Krishna speaking that one has to control his mind, control his senses, and do his responsible duties in society and offer the fruit to the Lord. That is called Karma Yoga. Then Arjuna asks this question, but it is very difficult to control the mind, control the senses. So it says, even though we know all these things, sometimes it happens as if by force, helplessly, we do some sinful activity. So why it happens, Krishna? Or where this force, this impulse comes, this of doing a particular nonsense activity, sinful activities. There are so many kinds. Each one of us has some bad addictions, one or the other. So Arjuna, taking our position, is questioning Krishna, why it happens. So Krishna says very nicely, this is all due to karma. Kamayesha Krodayesha Rajoguna Samudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyesha hi Vana Vairina. So Krishna says this kama, this desire, this independent desire to satisfy our senses, to gratify our senses. So independent desire, what we have cultivated in this material life, each one of us, this is the cause, kama. So there are two things, kama and prema. So in this world, we talk about love. Actually, this is not love, this is lust. We want a particular object, we want a particular person, so that we have something to derive from that. Prema is something which is unconditional, which is whether the other person likes it or not, I will do my best to satisfy. That is what is prema. So this can exist only in connection with Krishna, because Krishna being the Supreme Father, Supreme Lord, every one of us are intimately connected with him. And this prema is wherein each living entity has a loving, intimate relationship with the Lord. When that comes in the material world, being covered, that becomes kama. Krishnendriya Pritivancha Dare Nam Prem, Atmendriya Pritivancha Dare Nam Kam. So it is said, when we, what is prema originally, every living entity has with the Lord, that has become kama in this material world. So it is actually lust which is going on in the frame of law, whatever. So this, again, we have to change it to prema. So that is the process of what Krishna is recommending, that process of devotional service, the process of Krishna consciousness, wherein again we turn back this kama. It is there. We cannot give up the desires. Some people say, give up desires, forget it. No, it is not possible. We are not some stone or some wood. We are not some inert object. We are living souls. These are the symptoms of living, the desires. But this desire should be to understand our original position, and in that original position, serve the Lord, to please the Lord. Yasmin tushte jagat tushte. When we please him, we automatically also become happy. So that's the intimate connection we have. So we have to change it to prema, the kama to prema. So Krishna says how this kama is holding us in this world. The kama, he says 3 degrees of lust, kama. He gives a very nice example. Dhumena means the smoke. So whenever first we start the fire, the smoke comes. When the smoke, it disturbs us, but still we hold on. Then we take away the smoke. Then the fire will ablaze, and with the fire we can get so much benefit. We can use the fire for heating. We can use the fire for cooking, for so many things. So real benefit comes when the fire is ablaze without any smoke. So that is compared to the kama in sattva. Sattva is in a state of existence wherein a person has controlled his mind, controlled his passions, and then he is able to understand is himself, understand this nature, understand why I am suffering, understand. So he acts in a better way with knowledge. That is a mode of goodness, sattva. Then the kama, when it is even more, Krishna says it is like the dust covering the mirror. So when mirror is covered by dust, we cannot actually derive benefit. We cannot see anything in the mirror ourselves. We want to decorate ourselves. We cannot want to put tilak. We cannot see. It is covered up. So just by blowing with air, the dust will not go away. We have to take some more effort, some cloth, and then wipe it. So it is that means the kama, it is more deeper. The smoke, we can just with the fan it will go off, but the dust will not go off just by fanning. It needs little more effort, little more energy. That's why it is called the kama in the form of rajoguna, wherein the little more kama. When the kama is so much, when the desire to satisfy oneself, the personal selfishness, it is so much. It is said it is the kama in tamoguna. It is said it is just like a baby in the mother's womb. Baby in the mother's womb, 9 months, it is fully helpless, cannot do anything until it comes out. Even if it comes out, we try to bring it out, it cannot live outside. So it is good for it. It lives for 10 months, 9 months, whatever. But it is such in a helpless state. It is said 7 months, the child understands, what is this? Why am I stuck up? Who am I? What is this? It begins to contemplate. It begins to understand itself. At 7 months, it gets full consciousness. But it's a very helpless state wherein nothing can be done. So it is said the kama, when the desire, the material desire, the selfishness grows too much, it is like a helpless state, the tamoguna. So 3 kinds of covering of kama, 3 kinds of covering of lust, Krishna says. So whatever may be, it is said, also one more understanding here, the tamoguna, the kama is like the living entities living in the bodies of plants. They're almost like a dead. They are in a state of a dream. In the dream, we just experience so many things. We are hardly aware of ourselves. So plant life is like that. Even though they are also living entities, they are also living souls, but it is so much of kama. It is said it is, they have got that body wherein they don't know what is happening. If one day we go and cut them, they cannot resist, they cannot protest. So helpless situation they are in. So it is called the karma, which is when the karma is too much, that is the body living into gets. Little higher is the karma in Rajoguna, wherein animals, they're just running here, running there with no purpose. With no purpose. Purpose means they're just going to gratify their senses, that's all. Always they're in pursuit of sense gratification. That is the animal life, the beast life. But when the karma is little less, that is compared to human life, each one of us have a sense of God consciousness. We have a sense of understanding what is all these things, why this suffering is happening. Is there somebody a controller? Is it there something that is good and bad? This kind of a thinking, some kind of a understanding everyone has. So if he just keeps igniting it, just fanning it more and more in good association, trying to understand, trying to give up these things, he will naturally rise up more and more to more and more purer way of existence, and he will come out of it one day. So that is why this also compared to human life, this fire covering smoke, this dust covering a mirror is compared to animal life, and baby covered by the mother's womb, the uterus, it is compared to a plant life. So there are a lot of understanding by this shloka, the karma, the degrees of karma, the degrees of covering, we are all caught up in. So this chapter, Arjuna's question was what to do. Krishna, you explained two ways, the karma yoga, and another way, the gnana yoga. Gnana yoga means just I give up everything. I just concentrate myself to understand I am not the body, I am the soul. So should I do that? Should I give my responsibilities, my family, and should I run away? So I feel that is better. So Krishna said, no, better you do your duty. Nishkama karma yoga. So Krishna talks about Nishkama karma yoga. One once does his duties, but does his duties in a spirit of renunciation, spirit of detachment, and with the goal to please the Lord. The Nishkama karma yoga. Then he talks about how karma kanda to karma yoga, the yagna process that is designed by the Lord, wherein we understand the existence of the devatas who are giving us the day-to-day necessities, and we understand the history of the Supreme Lord. Finally, it is to understand the Supreme Lord, because the devatas, they are not independent by themselves. They are working on the order of the Lord. So to understand this, the yagna process, Krishna talks about yagna chakra. Then he tells, by example, Arjuna, you should lead, not that you run away from your responsibility, run away from your duties. So that is the next portion. Final thing Krishna talked about, how this karma, this desire, the independent desire to boss over, to enjoy the senses, this is the enemy for us. This is the enemy. So we know people say, no, whatever you do, you enjoy, you marry. No, this is not the way. The way is we can enjoy, but enjoy in reality, in knowledge, on the spiritual platform. This base level enjoyment, this is actually not enjoyment. This, in fact, it's like a poison. Hare Krishna. Thank you, all the devotees. So,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
There was a request from several devotees to enable the recording even subsequent to the completion of class, because they wanted to listen to the question and answer session also.
Okay, Prabhuji, we'll do that. And one more thing, Prabhuji, we can always put up the links for Namanish Prabhu's previous recordings.
Yes, Prabhuji, I can do it right away.
Yeah, so we can post that. People can access that. It will be more understandable, informative.
It has been pinned, Prabhuji, as a matter of principle to all the chat groups.
Yes.
All the chat groups have this link on the top, but I shall post it here right away.
Yes, group description also is there. Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. I've seen that. It is there in the group description also. And in the beginning also, the YouTube channel, subscribe to YouTube, that also you have posted. I've seen.
Yes, Prabhuji. Today, Prabhuji, we have Swati Mataji for Ashtakam. That she is singing the Damodara Ashtakam. After which we can take the question and answers.
Yes, should I show that video, that birth and death at this context?
Yes, certainly, Prabhuji.
Generally, what Prabhuji used to show, I think Prabhuji used to go to mind control techniques.
Yes, Prabhuji. That was another bridge class. Yes.
Yeah, right. Mind control techniques. I think, as you said, sometime we can ask Prabhuji if he can. I don't know, the present 18 days he will not be able to take with such a busy schedule.
Yes, very busy.
Bridge classes. But if we have the links for that also, if some devotees can identify those particular links.
Though I checked up yesterday, Prabhuji, the bridge classes, except for mind control techniques, the first one is not there. The 18 reasons why we are soul and not the body is not uploaded.
Okay. Is this the one? I don't know. This is a small video, I think, 8 minutes. Yeah. I think we can just see that, Prabhuji. Then I think Mataji can. Should I show this later? The first, whichever way you suggest.
As you say, Prabhuji.
But the recording, I don't know. Can we show this video and the record? We don't know whether we have the rights.
Copyright is always a problem. Yes.
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
yeah. So that's why I closed the recording by this
Oh,
time.
I see. Right. Okay.
I think I close it for now.
Very
And
well,
can I
Prabhuji.
play this video? Yeah.
Very well. Very well.